6.
Minimum wage workers in Michigan may get a pay raise next year. Good evening. I'm Ann Emmerich.
And I'm David Andrews. A proposal to eventually raise Michigan's minimum wage to $15 an hour will be on the November 2024 ballot. News 10's Riley Connell is in the newsroom to tell us what wage changes workers could be looking at and what it would mean for mid-Michigan businesses. Riley?
Ann and David, it's not the first time that Michigan has seen a ballot proposal to bump up the baseline for minimum wages. A similar proposal was made in 2018 to raise the minimum wage to a lesser $12 an hour, but it was quickly adopted and changed by lawmakers before it had a chance to make it on the ballot. As voters gear up for round two, local business owners are wondering what it means for them. From the pressures of the COVID-19 pandemic to rising inflation, minimum wage workers in Michigan have faced their fair share of challenges. Part of those challenges, the struggle to make a living wage.
We saw millions of workers leave low-wage sectors like the restaurant industry, refusing to work for sub-minimum wages, poverty wages.
Advocate groups like One Fair Wage are pushing for a $15 minimum wage in Michigan. Their proposal, which outlines a steady increase to the $15 mark by 2027, will now be on the November ballot next year.
We've been at it in Michigan for over a decade, and it was finally time to make sure it happens.
For small businesses like Meat Barbecue in Lansing, no matter what the voters decide, they say they'll find a way to make the necessary changes.
It's just one of those things. It's once it happens, if it does happen, you're just going to have to deal with it as an ownership issue on the financial side of it.
Owner Sean Johnson says there are some concerns that come with a $15 minimum wage. With a staff that makes most of their money on gratuities, he says customers may be more reluctant to tip.
Even with the service is bad, I'm still going to do it because, I understand what's going on. Other people may not if they're not in the business.
A potential change to the world of minimum wage work, now in the hands of Michigan voters, who will head to the polls in just over a year. There are only 3 states in the U.S. that currently require a $15 minimum wage for all workers. They are California, Massachusetts, and Washington, and are highlighted in yellow on this map. Washington, D.C. has a minimum wage of $17 an hour. The current minimum wage in Michigan is $10.10. Live in the newsroom, Riley Connell, News 10.
Switching gears now as we take a live look over downtown Jackson. It's been a warm fall Wednesday. First Alert meteorologist Andy Provenzano in the Weather Center to tell us about